Hi there, and today here's a Varicom Big Grizzly 4-wheel drive. We'll get some better shots and to keep things short. It's going to be a restoration I had sent in to me to be restored, so I don't actually own the truck, I just own parts and such, and I'm going to be the one fixing all the nightmares of what one of these things are. To explain in short terms, other than my camera not wanting to record correctly again, these are not built very well. To explain, there's just a pivot point back here and the entire arm just droops. It's not great. Going on, I'm just kind of highlighting some of the stuff I've got fixed right away before I can even make any progress with this thing. The rear trailing arm, once again, my camera's not wanting to load. There we go. My camera is not wanting, or it's literally the shock mounts are busted off, but everything with the driveline is intact. We've got a few bits of the steering broke, which won't be much to fix, but the body itself being, there we go, we're getting focused now. Even though it's been licensed by Ford, from what information I could find, it's not a very good body. I mean, it's very vague, and it's covering up more of a monstrosity underneath. Just to get an idea of the physical size of this thing, like, here's a hand. This thing is giant for the time it was made. And if we can get the body off without destroying it. I'm sorry, trying not to get off. We'll get the body off of this thing. There we go. And yeah, there's crazy stuff like that's supposed to support above where the body goes, so we have to cut the body in half in order to get past it. Stuff like that is the madness all throughout the design of this poor truck. There we go. Anyways, we're at the key point of the show. We've got just a standard little 540 motor, if my camera will focus again. And going from there, we've got some random Aristocraft ESC and all that junk. I've worked with them in the past. These things are temperamental, but they're good when they work. And basically, we've got the shocks as I showed earlier. Simple layout of the giant transmission that I've measured this thing because, like, I've got an entire spare one. This thing's almost, what, like 8 inches. Just, it's massive. Thing sticks up giant. We have a prop shaft somewhere buried under here, if I remember right. That goes, yep, right underneath where the radio tray, up to the puny front diff, and out to the out drives. And if memory serves me correct, since I did a little research into this thing before I got shipped to me to restore for the guy, these will blow up every single part of the driveline just because of how they're built. Nothing on this RC is a good RC. So if you end up finding one of these, I do strongly suggest find one as complete as you can. Otherwise, it's going to be a nightmare to find parts. People try and charge you $200 just to find a bumper or something like stupid like that, and all that madness. So we've covered that. Try and get an underside shot just for you guys, because honestly, I haven't even looked at how bad the underside of this thing is. Ooh. May have looked out. I don't see even a scratch on this thing, even though the camera's not, well, going to show it. Oh well. Anyways, few key things. The shocks always are bust on them. A few parts interchanged from the Panda RC series, like I believe the shocks themselves, the hardware, and I think a few of the steering components on this RC. So somewhere along the lines, Panda and Varicom ended up sharing a few parts from each other, and I don't really have any other notes except in horrible condition these things, as I bought one for 30 bucks and subsequently had nothing for 30 bucks. And in pristine condition with a body that doesn't even have any little chips or marks or anything on it, with a body perfect, with RC perfect. I've seen these things sell for 150 shipped before, within the US of course, but Otherwise, these RCs I've seen sell for about $80. If you find one for a few bucks at a garage sale, it's definitely something worth picking up because there are a fair amount of people who want to buy one of these things just to see what they were like back in the time, or back from their childhood. Just because this is one of the RCs with the biggest tires back in the day, even though it was junk, and also the stupidest spy mount. That I've also measured like 6 inches just because like it's literally a skyscraper doing nothing. Anyways, try and keep out your eyes out for one if you find one, and that's all. See ya.